I saw it in a Star Trek episode once. It'll be a cinch.
Perhaps this Simon fellow is out to lunch.
You can say that again.
It's action. It's drama. It's comedy. It's Decian, the superhero webcomic. Decian has superhero antics and sexy girls. Catch updates weekly at Decian.com and NoSuperPants.com.
Let's make like the Stooges and spread out.
When my father disappeared and Mother Brain tried to take over Videoland, our only hope lay in an ancient prophecy that a great warrior from another world would come to our rescue. I admit, I was a bit skeptical when Kevin showed up. But now, I don't know how we'd ever get along without him.
Mommy! Ooh. Hold it a sec while I check that in my ape dictionary. Ooh-ah, ooh-ee-ah. Here it is. Ooh-ooh. Me, Donkey Kong, you ape baby. You mean me? Your ape baby? My gosh! Now I know who I am! I'm Donkey Kong Jr. Donkey Mommy! This is a real nice place you got. So now that I'm an ape, what do I do? Ooh-ee-ooh. Translation, you pick my fleas, I'll pick your fleas. Sounds fair to me.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Pixels in the Animation. I am one of your hosts, TFG1Mike, and joining me in this epic journey is TV's Mr. Neal.
Fight for everlasting peace.
No, thank you. Mother Brain will just lie to us again. Boy. Today we continue the Captain N the Game Master reviews as we talk about the final 4 episodes of Season 1. So this is going to be the end of the first season of Captain N. Now, I just want to let everybody know that some of the other review shows, we do season recaps as the seasons progress. We're not going to do that here because this podcast is specifically meant to be 100 episodes, and if we included a recap episode for each individual season for Captain N, it would make it more than 100 episodes, but there will be an overall recap discussion episode. I think it's episode 32, so that's when we'll be doing the recap. So what's going on with you gaming-wise? Have you decided to go back and play any of these games since we've been watching this series?
I'm tempted to play Dragon Warrior, but I might opt for the Game Boy Color version because I hear it's kind of rebalanced so that you don't have to spend the first 5 hours of the game, wandering around the woods trying to get your experience up. I'd rather just get right into the meat of the game. Because
Dragon Warrior was the 80s version of Skyrim.
Something like that. I mean, Dragon Warrior is the most hardcore of hardcore RPGs. If you like stat building, oh boy, this is your game.
All right. So let's get right to it as we head into the first episode of the day. No. This should not have been an episode whatsoever. We'll be back in a moment.
Simon, look out!
Where am I?
Are you okay?
Who are you?
Quit kidding! You know perfectly well who I am.
No, I definitely would remember someone as cute as you. I'm afraid we've never met, Miss...
It's me, Princess Lana.
A pleasure to meet you, Miss Lana. Who am I?
You're Simon Belmont, the vampire hunter.
No, I'm definitely not him. I'd never forget a name like that. Any other suggestions?
This is Terrible's Maximus. He doesn't remember who he is.
This'll bring your memory back. What do you see in the mirror?
You mean I'm a Prince Charming?
No, Simon. Simon. I mean, you're an arrogant, self-centered egomaniac.
I'm that good, am I?
Calling Simon Belmont. Calling Simon Belmont. That vampire count and his zombies are attacking Castlevania. You and the N team are our only hope. Come quickly. Ah! Ah!
Gosh, those people are in terrible trouble. I hope this Simon Belmont character can help them.
But you're Simon Belmont.
Me? No way, I don't even like zombies.
Oh, if he's Castlevania's only hope, they don't have a chance.
They do if we can get him to remember who he is. Maybe if we retrain him, he'll remember.
First up today, we have Simon the Ape Man. Simon suffers a blow to the head and thinks he's Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, this is the most cookie cutter of cookie cutter episodes of this season. I mean, this is the traditional amnesia episode. It's character gets bonked on the head, forgets who he is. Supporting cast spends much of the episode trying to jog his memory. Inevitably, another blow to the head is what brings his memory back, usually during the resolution. Hilarity ensues. The end.
But see, that's the problem. There's no resolution to this episode. This plot just ends with him at Donkey Kong's side. He wants him to get him another coconut. Donkey Kong shakes the tree or hits the tree or does something to the tree to make the coconut fall. Coconut falls on his head. Simon comes to his senses. And then he just runs away and the episode ends. He doesn't even, he just runs away from Donkey Kong. That was it. That was the end of the episode. And it's like, seriously?
Well, the subtext to that is that Kevin and Lana just basically let him go back to Donkey Kong and was like, oh, well, he'll come out of it eventually. You know, basically giving back to him what he's been giving to them for much of the season. Just basically, okay, we'll treat him like an ass and let him go back to Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. I'm looking at my PowerPad notes. Because, yeah, you're right. It's the whole thing about him becoming Donkey Kong Jr. doesn't happen until, the last half of the episode.
Yeah, it's very much the third act of the episode.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, all the rest of it, plot-wise, is he gets knocked on the head. The whole N team tries to retrain him from scratch. And he has all these crazy reactions to all this different stuff and everything else. And then King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard literally attempt to brainwash him.
Yeah. By putting him in a washing machine.
Yes, that has a giant helmet on the top of it. And somehow this turns him evil. Can we just have another love arrow, please?
And meanwhile, while all this is going on, Dracula is ravaging Castlevania. I mean, they're spending all day trying to get Simon's memory back, and meanwhile, there was this urgent message from Castlevania that the Count is on the loose.
Yeah, I'll get to that. The sad thing is, even though this is a Simon episode, and even though the title makes me groan, I have more positive notes than I do negative ones for this one. I don't know why. I honestly have no idea why. Any other general thoughts on the plot?
Just that the episode opens with Dracula, resurrecting all these zombies, and for some reason, immediately I was like, "Wise from your grave," the opening of Altered Beast, that horrible sound clip. So yeah, that's the only thing that really made me laugh during the episode is my own joke.
Yeah, that's kind of like yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. All right, we're gonna go grab our power pads after this.
Thank you, Captain M. And thank you, Kid Licorice, Mega Mutt, Princess Leia. And you too, Puke. Thank you all for training me to be who I've always known I should be. Simon Belmont, Congoland Tour Guide. Between these hills, boys and girls, you'll see the deadly Bat Forest.
All right, we've got our power pads and we're all ready here. This is an All Jokes Are on Simon episode. Dirty Rotten Ratfink that he once was. Oh boy. Well, that's taking brainwashing to a whole new level. Do King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard really have zilch for brains?
Pretty much.
Now, Eggplant Wizard, is he supposed to be the main villain in Kid Icarus?
No, he's like he's just an annoying villain that if you run across him, he turns you into an eggplant, and you have to like go find some place that changes you back. I've very rarely played this game, so I don't remember everything about it. I just remember Hit being turned into an eggplant and you having to go find wherever it is you have to go to change back.
Because, I mean, I understand Mother Brain not being able to control Mike Tyson. So, I mean, I get that, you know? But, it seems so weird. And I guess maybe it's because he's comedy relief with King Hippo. But, and how hard was King Hippo to beat in Punch-Out? Was he like the boss right before Tyson?
No, he's right smack in the middle of the game, and he's like the easiest guy to beat.
Wow.
Well, other than Glass Joe, I mean, basically what you do is you punch him in the face when he's about to do his mega punch, and then his pants drop and you keep hitting him in the belly. And then eventually he falls down and he never gets back up. He's the only fighter in the game that once you knock him down, he's down for the 10 count immediately.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. All right. So what did you... Oh, no. Yeah. I did really like the teamwork and the end team uses to defeat King Hippo. And I thought that was kind of cool how they did that. Mm-hmm. Kevin basically takes a good pot shot at Simon. You belong in a cage, maybe. So awesome. What'd you like about this one? Anything?
Well, I thought it was funny that when Eggplant Wizard and King Hippo kidnapped Simon Belmont, it was like right after the end team kind of got into a huddle and they just kind of quietly snuck in and grabbed Simon and snuck out. I just thought it was funny that they did that. It was such a quick
Mission Impossible moment.
In and out. It was like the most competent those two characters have ever been.
Wasn't there even Mission Impossible music to go along with it?
There might have been. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I think there might have been some sort of Mission Impossible thing there, because I know it wasn't Mega Move. Oh god, that would have been terrible.
Yeah, it would have been. All right, I think we're gonna go get zapped after this.
Kid Icarus, what happened?
It was Simonius. He's been brain as Washticus.
That's right. My brains have been washed of the lies you tried to clog them with. Now I know who I really am. Simon Belmont, the N-Team Hunter.
Oh, Simon Belmont, the ape brain is what you are.
Mother Brain will be very pleased when we bring you to her as well.
Oh, I never realized what a macho kind of guy you were. Well, you look like a pretty hip hippo. Before we go, how about you and me do a little dancing?
Well,
Has anyone ever told you you're very light on your toes?
why, no.
Too bad.
We already mentioned my one negative note about this. Half the episode is trying to make Simon remember, the rest is trying to actually find him. Shouldn't Castlevania already be doomed by now?
Yeah, it should. It took them quite a while to even get to Castlevania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What didn't you like about this one?
Well, if you're gonna take the title of the episode at face value, it takes them a long time to get there. I mean, like I said, I don't think he even decided that he was Donkey Kong Jr. until after the third commercial break. So it's like, what the hell? I mean, everything that happened before was, I guess kind of funny, but and plus it's just, like I said, it's the Amnesia episode. It's done. It's like every cartoon has done it. Literally every cartoon ever.
And I gotta ask this. How is it that Simon Belmont, compared to the size of Donkey Kong, that he can just rip Donkey Kong's toenail off?
Oh, that was something else I should have mentioned. It's a toenail. I was like, ugh. Something about toenails.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Something about toenails getting ripped off is just unsettling.
Oh, I know. But, like, seriously, I know Simon is basically a steroided up bodybuilder in this show.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, there's no way he's going to rip off a 2-ton gorilla's toenail.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Let's move on to better searches on the internet.
It's been another long day, Father, but all is safe in Videoland. If you should ever return, I hope it will be to a world of peace. But until then, good night, Father, wherever you are. I love you.
Princess! Princess!
Who's there?
Come to the mirror. Yes, it is me, your father.
But where are you?
Mother Brain banished me into the mirror wall, the world on the other side of your mirror, where all things are opposite.
But why have you waited so long to contact me?
The timing was not right, but now there is a chance for you to save me if you hurry.
Just tell me what to do, Father.
Go to the Rainbow Forest on Excalibur. At the end of the rainbow, you will find the mirror wall. Step through it, and you will find me.
Father! Don't go!
Up next is In Search of the King. Lana and the N-Team go to the Mirror World to attempt to rescue her father, unaware they are falling into a trap. Elements from Wizards and Warriors and Castlevania. Is the Mirror World inside Wizards and Warriors?
I guess, because it's not in Castlevania.
I don't remember. I know that because all the king tells her in the message, her father tells her in the messages, go to the end of the rainbow.
Yeah.
I don't remember him saying go to Wizards and Warriors, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think it was in the land. I don't think the I don't think the Mirror World is in Wizards and Warriors, but I think they did say that it was in the land of Wizards and Warriors that they had to find the mirror. So it's in the cartoon, but not in the video game. And beside that, you know, I kept thinking, okay, they're going to the land of Wizards and Warriors to find the end of the rainbow in search of the king. This sounds like every Ronnie James Dio song ever, because that's all of his songs. It's like rainbows and wizards and kings and just search out any Rainbow album with him on it, any Dio album. That's like everything.
Maybe we'll use that in the music interlude.
I'm sure I can find something.
Okay, so plot moments. Kevin says, he basically warns the princess and says, are you sure? Because the last time that we thought we found him, it wasn't him. What? I don't remember in the last any of these episodes.
A reference to an episode that we never saw because it was never made.
Like, because the only time, to my knowledge, that we even hear anything about her father is twice in this season. Outside of, before this episode happens. In the very beginning, she says he disappeared. And I think there was one other time where she says she misses him. And then there's this episode where she says that she wishes he was there. And poof, through the magic of Snow White's mirror, he appears. You know, even though I know Snow White wasn't the one with the mirror, but still. The plot, I really like it. I think it's really cool. I've always kind of liked certain things that do the alternate dimension, alternate personality storyline. This storyline gives the characters, at least with Lana and her father, and somewhat to the other characters, a lot of continuity and development. I really, really like it. I thought it was a great story. I don't know. What about you for other plot thoughts?
Well, in some cases, I didn't think they went far enough. Like Simon, like opposite Simon should have been like fat and nice and considerate and bashful. I mean, they should have done that. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah. Well, but see, that's the thing, is that you're supposed to look at it as our end team is the good guys, and their end team is the bad guys.
Well, the reason
I
started thinking that was because they got to the woman who was hanging her dirty laundry.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait a minute. If that's the opposite, then they should have like done some shit with Simon.
Yeah, it was a little. The opposite stuff was a little wonky at places, but yeah, you're right. All right, let's go grab the power pads.
Later on Excalibur, the world of wizards and warriors.
Oh, this is ridiculous. You can't reach the end of a rainbow. The closer you get, the farther away you are.
We've got to keep trying. My father would make a mistake about something this important.
If there is an end to this rainbow, we'll find it faster if we split up. Simon, you look to the north, Princess check south. I'll go west and Duke will sniff out the east.
Whoever finds the entrance first can signal the others.
Right. Who goes there?
Just an old peasant who's headed for the end of the rainbow.
Oh, well, in that case, you can go. Did you say the end of the rainbow? You know where it is?
Why, yes. You'll just pass the entrance. Over there, by that sign.
Ooh, that sign. I saw that one. Thanks, old peasant. The king will reward you handsomely for this. Say, don't I know you from somewhere? Why, of course. You're the salesman at Honest Dick's Bullwhip Shop, aren't you? No, of course not. You're the tree trimmer from Congo Land, that's it. No? Now don't tell me, I can get it. I know. You're... Hello? Yoo-hoo, old peasant. Oh well, I guess I'd better signal the others.
So, power pads. As I already said, we've seen alternate dimension stuff in other forms of media, and other television shows, cartoons, and stuff like that. But at least with this series, it was cool. It was a cool story to see what actually happened to the king. A blue zapper? They never made a blue zapper.
That's true. Oh, technically the zapper is always colored wrong in this cartoon, but...
Well, there are times where it's red or orange, and there are times where it is gray.
Well, there were two zappers. One had an orange barrel, and one was completely gray. In this one, the barrel is gray, but like some parts of the zapper is actually red. So it's like the zapper never actually was colored like that.
Yeah.
But that's such a nitpick that I never even counted.
I know. I mean, I actually went online and I looked, and I'm like, NES zapper colors.
Yeah. But in this case, I'm not to destroy your point here, I didn't mean to do that, but Yeah, on your point, it is actually like a continuity glitch in the episode because like that's not how his zapper is supposed to look.
Well, see, I always thought from the very first episode, his zapper to me looked like the orange zapper.
Yeah.
The update, like not the original gray one, but it always looked to me orange, even though at times it is red. So, like for me, if the opposite is going to hold it or have it, it should be the gray zapper, not some weird blue thing. But that's the other thing. There was a time, twice in this episode, once with the opposite that it was blue, and once with our Kevin that it turned blue. So maybe it's just an animation glitch. I mean, I'm not trying to read too much into it. I mean, I'm not going to take a point off because of it. I just thought it was something, hey, did they ever make more than 2 colors? Nope. No. Not really. Just kind of sad. Because then after that, we got the Super Scope 6. Ugh.
Oh, that was so lame. I never got that. I was just like, that is way too...
I love the Super Nintendo, but that was the lamest weapon ever.
I've heard good things about Battle Clash, and I'm like, no, even though that game looks awesome, I'm not getting a frickin' plastic bazooka.
This should come to no surprise to anyone that have been listening since the Captain N era of Pixels and Animation, but I love Opposite Simon. He rules.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Yes, Simon, you are a dog's breakfast, not a respectable anything, hero or otherwise. Vacuum tube to the garbage world. I want that kind of trash service.
Yeah, that was a real neat plot device that they just had there for no particular reason.
Yeah.
It's like, in case you want your living room cleaned in a jiffy, here's this vacuum tube that apparently has hurricane force wind.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, and finally, I love the story. I wish the writing was this tight on all the episodes. I mean, sure, there might be a couple of little nitpicks you can make with the writing in this one, but I still loved it. I don't know. What about you?
It was okay. I mean, it was more in theme with what the show was actually about than most of the other episodes we talked about on here thus far. I mean, it's not a tropey episode. Well, I guess it kind of is, because there have been...
It is with the alternates. It is with the alternate world and stuff like that, but as far as the story, there's not many...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bizarro World. Yeah. But it's a decent enough episode. It's animated okay. I don't have a lot of positive things to say about it, but I don't have a lot of negative things about it. It's just kind of in the middle for me.
Yeah. See, for me, I loved it because we actually find out what the hell happened to her father.
Mm-hmm.
And her father, thankfully, as much as I love the Zelda series, thankfully this king is not as ignorant and dumb as the other one.
Dopey king.
Yeah. No dopey kings allowed. All right, we're going to get to the zapped moments after this.
Look! We found the end of the rainbow! Oh, the mirror warp must be close by.
Hey, where's Simon?
Down here!
The mirror warp.
Ah, leave it to Simon to find a mirror.
It's a great reflection on me, don't you think?
What is it, Duke? Relax, Phil. It's just a reflection.
We've got to go through the mirror warp and find my father.
Okay, let's do it.
Yes, yes! Go through the warp!
All right, N-Team. On my count. 1, 2, 3, jump!
But at the instant the N-Team leaps through the mirror warp, their devilish reflections leap into Videoland.
We did it! We're free of the mirror world!
Thanks to your king, I've been planning your escape for months.
Now that we're on this side of the mirror warp and our opposites are on the other side, the Palace of Power is ours for the taking.
And I no longer have to be the reflection in the mirror for that stuck-up Simon Belmont.
Yeah, and I can't wait to blast my way through all those awesome video worlds.
Hey! Be careful, Captain Klutz!
Oh, a wise dude, huh?
Oh! A guy like you is going to rise to the top of your field. Hey!
Quit fooling around, you imbeciles! We've got to get to the palace and do some rockin' and roolin'.
Alright, let's get zapped. I only have one thing out of this episode. The king? No, Simon, the giant fungus on the walls. This is why I love Mirror Simon so much, because he's so much smarter than the real Simon Belmont. What didn't you like about this one?
You know what, the opposite world characters are kind of generic. I mean, it was just the regular character models, but like drawn a little bit rougher. You know, Kevin's hair was kind of messed up, and Lana, well, she just had like an angry face and kind of acted like a brat. Like I said, they didn't do enough with Simon. I thought like a wussy Simon would have been funny.
Her opposite Lana's necklace was a little different too.
And I think they drew them backwards, although that kind of caused
in
glitches.
The mirror. Yeah, see, that's the thing. They were all supposed to be drawn backwards, but there was one time that opposite Captain N, his N was it was supposed to be a backwards N on the right side of his jacket. Well, right side is,
yeah.
You know, as you look down at your right side, you know. But there was a couple of moments where it showed it on the actual left side, like the regular character. But still, for me, the story wins out on this one. It really does, because it was a really cool story. The sad thing is, I don't think they ever have a conclusion to this. Like, the kings being trapped in the world, in the mirror world. I don't think they ever found a way for him to get out.
No, I don't remember him ever coming back.
Yeah. But I do think there are times where they do communicate. She and her father communicate via mirror, so at least that's something.
That's true.
At least he's, you know, at least he didn't grow up in a desert and become the scourge of the galaxy.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the next episode.
Maybe, but a good house painter has a roller. Thanks, dude. It's time for some rockin' and rollin'. We're ready for the second coat.
Oh, that was terrific.
It may be fast, but where's the joy of savoring each brushstroke and drop of paint?
I see what you mean about savoring every drop of paint, Simon.
Very funny.
Your Highness, come quickly. I'm picking up something mega amazing on the satellite monitor.
What's the big deal? It's just a warp world filled with beautiful flowers.
Not just any flowers, Your Highness. Power flowers. Here, let me run the tape back for you.
We've got the hurricane hit Hippo, Metroid's running out of energy. And without these special power flowers, Mother Brain is powerless.
Yeah, and this is the only warp zone in Videoland where these flowers grow.
Do you realize what this means?
Yeah, if we can knock out Mother Brain's source of power, she won't be able to attack Videoland.
We've got to hurry if we're going to get there before King Hippo and Ape Man Wizard finish loading the flowers.
Alright, up next is the second to last episode of the season, Metroid Sweet Metroid. Now, I do have to say something about this episode and Happy Birthday Mega Man. They should have been switched.
Yeah.
Because makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to have this episode here and have Happy Birthday Mega Man where it is at all whatsoever. I'm actually looking this up again because I want to see if I could have sworn on Wiki it showed that the codes were no? Huh. I could have sworn there were episodes where they were. What the hell was I looking at then? Oh, I know what I was looking at. I was looking at Batman Beyond episodes where the episode the episode code didn't match the episode that they were flip-flopped. Okay, but yeah, no. Metroid Sweet Metroid and Happy Birthday Mega Man should have been switched. Metroid Sweet Metroid should have been the season finale. Mother Brain tricks the N Team into thinking she is defeated and uses the distraction of the N Team's quote-unquote victory to conquer Videoland. Elements from Metroid. No surprise there. Hey Neil, you want to take a ride in a Space Winnebago? Because we just got raspberried.
Yeah, I caught that. I was like, oh god. Well, there's another one of the Mel Brooks joke in this episode that I'll point out later. But
okay. Yeah, my plot note was nobody raspberries Simon Darkhelmet.
God. Only one man would dare give me the raspberry.
Lone Star. Oh man.
Yeah.
I love the fact that this is a very sinister and serious plot. That's what I love about this series so far. It can have hokey jokey episodes, and then it can have episodes that tell amazing stories. Absolutely love that about it. What'd you like about the plot?
Well, it's like suddenly Kevin he's almost ruthless in this episode. It's like, yeah, he's like, hey, let's go. We've just discovered the source of Mother Brain's power. Let's go cut it off. And they intercept King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard there, and he blows up their machine that they're collecting the flowers with, and he sets the world to destroy, and he's just like, there, now Mother Brain will never have power. You know, her reign is over, and like the way he said those things was just kind of like, wow, like Kevin's getting shit done in this episode all of a sudden. Like normally he's just kind of passive, and he's like, well, I guess we'll have to play Olympics with Mother Brain, or you know, we'll have to spend the day trying to get Simon's memory back. No, he got right to the point on this one.
Yeah, see, and this is why I said this should have been the season 1 finale, not Happy Birthday Mega Man. Yeah. I don't know. I like in this plot that everybody, like, what I would have loved to have seen, and I don't think we'll see it in the rest of this series, but I would have loved to have seen how the N Team, minus Kevin, because we've already seen how he got there, how they came together. Like, did the princess go rallying around all these video worlds and say, hey, I need one from each world to help me stop Mother Brain. Because we see Kid Icarus, Mega Man, and Simon all go off to their own worlds after they think she's defeated.
Right.
So it would have been interesting to see how they first came to be in the princess's service. I thought that would have been really cool. I mean, it's not like they can, wait for two plumbers from Brooklyn to drop down the drain.
God. It's a really terrible rap song.
And that's the other thing. The Valley of Power Flowers. Really? Power Flowers.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that the whole time.
I was waiting for Mario and Luigi to show up. Hell, I was waiting for a Mother Brain Bowser team up. That would have been so cool. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just making Neal shake his head violently. No.
That would have ended up in a Mother Brain King Koopa marriage episode.
Well, there's always Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa.
Oh, God.
Alright, let's go grab the power pads.
Good! Mother Brain will be running out of power any minute now.
Hey, there they are.
It's the N team. You know what to do.
Right! Activating strawberry jammers.
I'll take over now. The controls are... jammed.
Now I'll get him with my peanut butter blasters, and they'll be peanut butter and jammed.
We're mega doomed.
Not yet. Pause. This better work.
Oh! Watch where you're stepping. That's my nose.
Hey, get your leg out of my belly button.
Ah, don't shoot! I've got a wife and two baby eggplants at home.
Don't worry. I'm not gonna fry any eggplant. Just flowers. Now go back to your mother inferior and tell her she just ran out of gas. Permanently.
What's that noise, Kiss? It's the power flowers. This place is about to mega blow.
Let's grab those power pads. I actually didn't write anything down. I was really, really enjoying this one. I don't know what it was. There wasn't, and it's weird. Normally when I enjoy something, I will write a bunch of positive notes down about it, and it was just like, this episode for me kind of flew by. I will say that I did like that we learned that Metroid and Mother Brain are linked to each other. Mm-hmm. So why, out of all the times that the N team has been in a Metroid, why didn't they just plant a strategic bomb somewhere?
Yeah.
Obviously, until now, they didn't know that she was tied to it. But, I mean, after this, why didn't they go back and do that?
Yeah.
I get it. We wouldn't have more seasons of the show. We wouldn't have the... we wouldn't have the need for Game Boy.
Oh, God, no.
Actually, that's the other thing. I think... we were mentioning earlier about the king and other resolutions to that. I think... let me look here. Game Boy. Okay, yeah. N-Team finally gains contact with King Charles again, wanting to help him escape the mirror world through the warp that only opens every 1,000 video years. But he sends a supercomputer called Game Boy in his place instead. We'll get to that next time. But, yeah. Good moments for Metroid Sweet Metroid, sir.
Well, I like that that they actually showed some reverence for Metroid here, because you said that Mother Brain is tied to the world of Metroid. That's kind of what it is in the game. It's like I said in the first episode, she's kind of like a supercomputer that's also an organic brain, and she kind of runs the whole thing with Ridley being the real leader of the space pirates, but Ridley's not in this. But anyway, the way Metroid is that you start the game like powerless, and then as you make your way through the game, you gain all these power-ups, and by the time you end the game, by the time you get to the end of the game, you're all buffed out, and you're able to take out enemies that would like kill you in seconds at the beginning of the game. That's kind of what they did in the second half of the episode with Kevin running through Metroid. But the other story beat that I thought was kind of funny is that when Mother Brain hatched this plan to trick Captain N into thinking she was defeated, a warp zone opened up to a world that looked like his home world, except he got there and it was obviously like a set. And he opens the door to his house, and it's just like a one sheet of wood.
Yeah, there's
paneling. There's nothing on the other side. And I'm like, this is like the scene in Blazing Saddles where they built the mock-up town to trick the bad guys. They go into the town, they knock over like the one building that's just like a face, and it falls over, and they're like, "We've been tricked!" And that's what I was thinking when he walked through the door.
See, I'm wondering how. I know we're not at the Zap moments yet, but I'm wondering how she even got that to work. Because Kevin even says we haven't turned back to normal yet.
I mean, it's a very elaborate plot that she has.
It is a very elaborate plot, but like what? I mean, does she have the holodeck? I mean, does she have a holodeck on Metroid or something like that? Because I don't know.
I prefer to think that she actually hired a construction crew to make that whole town. It's kind of like the episode of G.I. Joe, and they made that town specifically for Shipwreck to get a passcode out of his head.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, it's that level of elaborate plotting.
Wow. That's kind of bad. All right. Any other good points?
No, I think that's it.
All right, let's go get zapped.
You fools! You ruined everything! But I thought...
Shut up before you get us in real trouble.
It's too late, Mother Brain. Without your power flowers, you're through threatening Videoland.
No, you don't understand. I must have power. I must have power.
Looks like Mother Brain's world is finally brain dead.
We've done it! Videoland is free at last!
No more mega monsters attacking in the night.
No more battles to the Maximus.
And best of all, no more waking up early.
Oh, you did it, Kevin! You saved Videoland. You're the greatest game master in the universe.
What was that?
It looks like some kind of warp.
I don't believe it. That's my neighborhood.
That Mega Blast must have opened up a warp back to your world.
That's right, Duke. We can go home.
Finally. Oh, I mean, you'll finally be able to take a well-deserved rest. Yes, that's what I mean.
Do you have to go home, Kevin?
Don't you see, Princess? It's perfect timing. I've accomplished what the Ultimate Warp Zone called me here to do. I won the game. Now it's opening up to let me go back.
But what about us?
Oh, he needn't worry about us, your wonderfulness. We'll be fine without him.
I'll mega miss you, Captain N.
I'll miss you too, Mega Man.
You were the best game master anyone could ask for, Kivinicus.
Thanks, Kid Icarus. Goodbye, Simon. Thanks for all your help.
Goodbye, Captain N. Good luck. Must have gotten some flower pollen in my eyes.
I'll think of you every time I play my video games, Lana.
Goodbye, Kevin.
Hurry, Captain N. The warp is starting to close.
Well, I guess I won't be needing these anymore.
All right, zapped moments. Here we go. Well, the story is great and all. Can't they see it's a trick? Really? Come on. They've never trusted Mother Brain before. Why not look into it if Metroid was really destroyed? Like, and that was the other thing. You mentioned that they set off the thing to destroy the ship. Yes, they did do that, but what I thought destroyed the world wasn't the volcano going to erupt? Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the volcano erupts, supposedly destroying Metroid, and how, like...
Well, it didn't destroy Metroid, it was that they ran out of power at that exact moment, somehow.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so Metroid ran out of power. If Metroid ran out of power, quote, supposedly... Because apparently it didn't run out of power, because you need a whole lot of juice to run a holodeck. You really do. I mean, you need all A, B, C, D, E enterprises to do that. You know. Oh, Scotty, we miss you. And it's just one of those things where it brings to my mind so many questions about this and how they... And even there was a moment in the beginning of it when they were video chatting with the N team where Eggplant Wizard almost blew their cover, and she was like, "Shut up, you idiot," or something. Like she whispered that to him, and it's like, oh, can't they see this is a trick? I don't know. What didn't you like about this one?
Well, it was obviously a trick from the very beginning because, if they had this rich power supply, this world where they could just pick up these flowers, it's like, why would they ever let Metroid get that low on power in the first place? It was like a bell should have gone off in their heads, like, wait a minute. Like, we didn't know about this before. Why would they let the power get that low before getting flowers? So obviously something was up. But instead, Kevin goes home and all the other heroes are like, oh, we'll go back to our home world. Not a single thought as to, like, take any precaution or have any, secondary defense just in case. They just basically left themselves powerless. And then, of course, what happens is Mother Brain comes back.
Yeah.
Like, you idiots. All of you.
Yeah, and they basically leave the princess all alone in this giant, 50-room palace.
That thing's looking more and more like the Phallus Palace with each episode.
Oh, I know it. Oh, my God. Did you say Malice Palace?
I said Phallus Palace.
Oh, damn. I thought you said Malice Palace. I was going to say, yeah. And that's the other thing with... I don't know. This episode, well, I do like it, and I will be giving it high marks. It just raises too many questions. It really does. Oh, boy. All right. We're going to move on to the final episode of the day, final episode of Season 1, after this.
How's it going out there, Mega Man?
My circuits are freezing, Your Highness.
Sorry about that. As soon as we get the security system working again, you can stop guarding the gate and come in from the cold.
I bet they wouldn't treat me like this if I were human like them. Stop! Identify yourself! Stop, or I'll Mega Blast you!
Surprise!
friends. Good friends would never forget their best little buddy's birthday.
We have another surprise for you, Mega Man.
Dr. Wright, my creator.
Happy birthday, Mega Man!
Finally up today is Happy Birthday, Mega Man. It is Mega Man's birthday, and if he is upset, he is not human. Let me guess. Every time he lies, his nose grows, too. Oh, boy. So he sets out on a quest to gain humanity, apparently influenced by Isaac Asimov's The Bicentennial Man, or Commander Data from Star Trek The Next Generation.
I was kind of thinking The Wizard of Oz, just because the face at the end, and the way he's become more human is that he's got a heart now. He's like, the maker forgot to give me a heart.
Yeah, I can see that. Or Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Or God, this episode is an amalgamation of a bunch of stuff. Pinocchio, all the stuff you just mentioned, and of course, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. His heart grew 3 sizes that day. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I hate this episode.
Is it because of Mega Girl by any chance?
Sadly, no.
Because I hated Mega Girl. She shows up and he's like, no, I don't want Mega Girl around. So he's not interested in Mega Girl, so he is the Tin Man.
Yes, he is. So the whole time in this plot, they are asking Mega Man if being human is that important that he'd risk it all. He basically risks his friends at every one of these trials, and then he has to go save them. So my question is, are they trying to peer pressure him out of not going on the journey?
Well, I think it's that as he's resisting their negative influences, he's showing his true heart, his true humanity, that he's able to overcome even the negative peer pressure.
Yeah. And then, of course, in plot twists of all plot twists, Mega Girl already is human because she already went through the damn test that we didn't even say. Like,
I was like, bullshit. That was such a bullshit twist.
Yeah. Very much so. I don't hate Mega Girl, but I do still prefer Roll to her. Even though Roll can be annoying as hell. Any other thoughts on the plot?
No, I think we pretty much compared it to everything that was based on a little boy turning human, or a little, you know what I mean, like a little
something turning human.
Yeah, something non-human that looks like a little boy turning into an actual little boy.
Yeah. All right, we are gonna grab the power pads after this.
I made her just for you. What's the matter?
I don't want a friend like me.
That's not very polite, Mega Man. You should thank Dr. Wright for his thoughtful birthday present.
No, and it's not my birthday.
What did he mean, not his birthday?
Mega Man is as close to human as I could make him, Captain N, but he's still a robot. He wasn't born 3 years ago. He was turned on.
Are you okay, Mega Man?
I hate my birthday. It reminds me that I'm different.
Hey, if everybody was the same, Videoland would be a pretty dull place. We all have to make the best out of what we've got, Mega Man.
Easy for you to say. You don't have mega batteries instead of a heart. I don't feel like playing too. This isn't a newspaper. It's a mega map to the warp of life.
Isn't that the warp zone that's supposed to be able to make things come alive?
Alive? Mega wow! That's just what I need!
Simon had that coming.
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about.
The cake in the face. I think it was. Whatever it is, Simon had it coming.
I thought you were going to mention the drawbridge.
Oh, that's what it is. That's the note. I should have put drawbridge in the note, but yes, it is the drawbridge. Yeah, that's what it was.
Comes down on him immediately. Close it up again.
Yeah. Here it is again. When they get to the uncrossable sea, it's the same music I heard in the Mike Vincent episode, and I think it's one of the SMB2 themes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
it's one of the overworld themes for Super Mario Bros. 2, but it was the same song that I heard earlier in an earlier episode of the show. What'd you like about this one?
Just Simon getting his comeuppance a couple times, and you know what? I didn't really like this episode all that much, so that's probably it as far as likes.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, pretty much. Let's go get zapped.
Thanks for helping me.
Maybe now we can be friends, huh, Mega Man?
I like that, but it won't work. You'll just get upset like I did, thinking about how everyone's alive except you.
No, Mega Man. Mega Girl already passed the 3 challenges. That's how I knew it could work for you. She's alive, too.
Wait. There is one more thing I must tell you that is of greatest urgency.
Well, what is it?
Alright, getting zapped. I've already mentioned all the plot things I don't like about it. It's a straightforward plot, but it's also backwards as hell, and Mega Man is just... He's worse than a 10-year-old throwing a fit at a toy store in this episode. And then, of course, I can't go an episode of this show without saying something negative about Simon, but Christ, Simon, stop thinking about yourself. But yeah, the plot was kind of written poorly. I don't think this should have been the season finale for this.
No.
I think Metroid Sweet Metroid should have been the season finale for this. It makes Mega Man look like a really mega douche. It really does. For him to be such a cool character in most of all the video games he's been in over the last, 20, 25, 30 years, something like that. You know, to have him be a 90s version of Justin Bieber is just wrong.
Oh, God.
All right.
Well, he didn't egg anyone's house.
Yet.
You know what? I got to go with Make a Girl. It's just, she had nothing to do with this story. I mean, she didn't even talk for the first half of the episode, did she?
No, I don't think so.
She didn't talk until like the Ferris wheel scene, and like even then it was like her role was pointless. I mean, she's basically Jiminy Cricket. She just showed up to be like, "Gee, Mega Man, you know, it'd be better if you saw through the plot here and realized that this is a test for you." And it's really her only role, which she shouldn't have even been there. And even saying that she was also turned into a real little girl at the end, that didn't justify her appearance. You could have told the whole episode without her in it at all. Just swap her rescue with like Kid Icarus or something.
Yeah, and then the friggin' wizard at the end, or the friggin' life, who's it's?
Yeah.
I have some grave information to tell you. Oh my God. She made it sound like it was the end of the world. And oh my God, I just want to wish you happy birthday, Mega Man. Okay, sure, everybody wants to be wished happy birthday on their birthday, but seriously, the way that was played off, the way that was written, oh my God, I have to tell you some very important information that would change your life. Happy birthday. Give me a break. Anything else for this one?
No.
All right, we are going to take a quick break. Musical interlude as usual. Don't know what's going to be in it, but we'll find out after this and come back with final thoughts, ratings, and preview Season 2 of Captain N, the Game Master. right, we are back, and it is time to rank these final 4 episodes of Season 1 of Captain and the Game Master. Simon the Ape Man. I'll give it a 1. Only because Kevin finally stood up to Simon a couple of times and was kind of mean to him, which I know that's going against his character. I don't care. What about you?
I'll give it a 2. It had some funny beats to it, but it was kind of it kind of took forever to get to the point of the episode.
Yeah. In Search of the King, for me, it gets a 5. It really does. It hits all the beats that I like. It hits, the continuity with the king. It has a really cool story. Sure, the execution is a little wonky, but still I can overlook that because I really enjoyed it. What about you?
I'll give it a 2. It's a good setup, but I don't know. I just didn't like the opposite world characters. I thought they were kind of generic. And, plus they didn't really do anything when they got to the Palace of Power. I mean, they should have just called up Mother Brain and said, "Hey, let's celebrate our victory." No, instead it was like, "Let's have a big American party. Everybody disco dancing," and nothing really happened.
Yeah. All right, Metroid Sweet Metroid. What are you gonna give that one?
I'll give it a 3. It was an episode where they actually did some stuff that was pertinent to the premise of Captain and the Game Master, which is that defeating Mother Brain and not just doing episodic harebrained schemes. It was actually something that could have potentially moved the plot forward, but so I can't give it a full score, but it was at least interesting. It was an interesting idea, and thankfully, what happens when you beat Metroid in under 2 hours. Thankfully, Kevin didn't end up in a bikini and going to Metroid again, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. If this was the season finale, it would have gotten a 5. I really loved it. Other than the fact that they couldn't see that it was a trick, and the fact that it wasn't the season finale, it still is very enjoyable for me. What I enjoy about it is in the fact that Kevin gave, I don't need my power pad and zapper anymore. He still finds a way to run through Metroid on his own without his powers. And I really like that. I thought that was really cool. So this one is going to get a 4 out of 5 for me. And the final episode, Happy Birthday, Mega Man. What do you give that?
I'll give it a 1. I didn't like the episode at all. Thought it was kind of a dumb premise, and even getting to the premise, it took forever. It was like they had this birthday scene, and then he got a present from the dog, which ended up being a map to this world, but it took him forever to even figure that out. So it took forever to get started. Once the episode got started, it was still dumb and Mega Girl, so I didn't like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a straight 0. It gets a 0 for several things. The plot was dumb. The plot itself wasn't dumb, but the execution of the plot was dumb. The fact that it is supposed to be the season finale to this season is just wrong. It should not have been the season finale at all. Because if you think about it, again, I will bring this up here, Metroid Sweet Metroid ended on a positive note with status quo being restored. If you had taken I keep wanting to say Home Sweet Home. God damn it. If you had taken Metroid Sweet Metroid and then bumped it up against Game Boy, where they hear from her father again, that would have been perfect, because in Metroid Sweet Metroid you have the whole thing of the whole status quo changing and everybody leaving and all that, and Kevin going through what he went through, and then coming back and taking over Metroid and putting Mother Brain out on her ass and everything else. And then by the end of the episode, it's return to the status quo. So that way you can freely and logically go to the next season. But no, we had to go through Happy Birthday Mega Man, so 0. Oh boy. Worst. Yeah, I'll say, even though I really, really hate Simon in this series, Happy Birthday Mega Man has to be the worst episode of Season 1. The worst, if not one of the worst. All right. What's going on with NoSuperPants.com?
Well, we have a beach party episode drawn by Kitty Hawk. Kind of a parody of certain Archie storylines where they always end up at the beach somehow, and it's got girls in bikinis and lots of fan service. So check it out.
Have you done a fan service for the Professor yet? I know that's not Archie, but
Professor
Ginger and Marianne.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing a picture of Ginger and Marianne, but
yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us here on Pixels in the Animation. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on each and every one of our posts and interact with us there. You can also visit animationaficionados.com and nosuperpants.com to check out all of Neal's stuff. Email us, feedback at geekcastradio.com. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. We want iTunes feedback, people. Follow us on Twitter. At geekcastradio is the show Twitter. Mine is at TFG1Mike. What is your Twitter?
Neil Sama.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/geekcastradio network. You can also search out Animation Aficionados, Neil's Classic Gaming, and the CN Comic. Right?
Correct.
I think.
Yes.
I can never remember every 2 weeks. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. There's a 5-minute time limit. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Pixels the Animation. Wish you'll join us next time when we'll be reviewing the first 3 episodes from Captain N the Game Master Season 2. Those being Game Boy, Queen of the Apes, and the best episode of the series, Quest for the Potion of Power.
Oh, yes.
That's right, episode 25 has Zelda. For now, I am TFG1Mike with
TV Fisher Neil.
Tune in next time and help us find the pixels in the animation.
Hyrule calling the Palace of Power. We are in need of a hero.
Simon Belmont, vampire hunter, at your service, your loveliness. Not only am I tall, blonde, and handsome, I'm quick on the draw, light on my feet. Yay!
Very impressive hero, Belmont, but actually, I was looking for Captain N.
Did somebody call my name? Oh, wow, you're a princess.
Zelda! Is something wrong? Nothing we can't handle, Lana. With a little help from your Captain N.
I live to help beautiful princesses.
You never bow like that for me.
By your leave, your highness.
Be off with you, my captain, but be home in time for dinner.
Program in place to inspect new environment.
Okay, Game Boy, you can go. Don't blow a microchip. Not this time, fella. Someone has to help Lana hold down the fort.
Yes, some of us have more important things to do than running off to play hero.
Simon, what are you doing in that plant?
Pruning the leaves, of course.
Kevin, Hyrule is an exciting world, but it's also dangerous. Please, be careful.
Aren't I always?